Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining. I'm going to hold fire just till about 2 minutes past 1 to just before we get started, just in case there's any kind of late attendees joining. I know we've kind of booked this over lunch. It's in for 30 minutes. I'm going to aim to be about 15 minutes long, potentially less, with the presentation itself. I've tried to keep it as short and sweet as possible, and then we'll have time for questions. But throughout, Jamie will be monitoring the chat. So Jamie is our lead Cyber Essentials assessor. So please do ask any questions, and he will be able to answer those as we go. So I'll give it a couple of minutes and then we'll get started. And I do promise on the next webinar, I'm going to have some hold music because it's silent without it. A quick thumbs up in the chat that everybody can hear me clearly and can see the page 1 of our slide deck. Always good to know. Couple of hands going up. Always good to hear. Any technical problems? It's probably not me that you should be asking. But we are going to get going now. So we're 2 minutes past. From what I can see with the kind of pre-sign-ups, we've got most people that we're kind of expecting here today. So I am Michael McHugo. I am our Managing Director here at Better IT since the 1st of April. I've got Jamie Urquhart in monitoring the chat today. So he is our lead Cyber Essentials assessor. Today, we're going to be talking about the changes from moving from the Willow Cyber Essentials Assessment Framework to Denzel. I was hoping it was going to be Denzel because I could have used a load of memes for Denzel Washington, but unfortunately not. So we are accredited Cyber Essentials assessors. We have 2 in-house CE assessors, both Jamie Urquhart and Lewis Pole. Like I say, we're going to keep this short and sweet, but ask questions throughout as the chat is monitored by Jamie, and there'll be time for questions at the end as well. So when do these changes take place? Effectively from today. So the reasons for these changes were, what we were finding that people were going through Cyber Essentials, but they were still getting compromised. And when IASME did this research, what they uncovered was there was hundreds of unpatched vulnerabilities, some dating back as far as 2017. So even though people were going through Cyber Essentials, it was only taking a small sample size and people were kind of exploiting it. So each year, what they're trying to do is make sure that Cyber Essentials is an effective certificate of your security posture and not just a point in time cleanup. So they kind of go away from being ready on the day of the assessment to proactively putting these cyber strategies in place across the year and protecting your business long term. So it's more than just a certificate, it's a way of working. Some of the changes you'll see here, there's now 2 automatic failures, 2 additional automatic failure questions under Denzel. And also you'll see here that they're trying to tighten up some of the scope as well. So some people were classifying certain things as in scope, certain things as out of it. So it's called the classic scoping trick. For example, a business could have had 50 computers, a server and cloud services, and the company could have defined their scope as something like the 5 admin PCs, which were a lot easier to secure. Now, you shouldn't have done this in the old one, so in Willow, but people were working their way around it. So they've changed how in which we're scope things going forward. So we're kind of go through that on the next slide. So just a little bit on the time frame. So as I mentioned, as of today, Denzel goes live. So all new assessments open from this date use the Denzel question set. If you've not opened it yet, if you've opened it prior to today, so we have spoke to a lot of our clients who we've kind of opened up before this, they will be on the previous Willow set there. So anyone who's opened Willow has up until the has until the 27th of October to complete it, and any CE plus for deadlines are 27th of January 2027 to go through CE plus assessments that are linked to a Willow self-assessment. So the self-assessment is your Cyber Essentials. So that's for CE plus. So anyone before today who'd opened Cyber Essentials, so any of Better IT clients would have spoke to you about this and it will be opened. Anyone who's opening it or has a renewal in the future, you're going to be on the new set. So let's take a look at what now includes it. So the two additional automatic fails that were non-compliance before. Your first one is multi-factor authentication. So now multi-factor authentication must be enabled on every cloud service that offers it, regardless of if it's a paid for feature. So even if it's an additional cost, it is an automatic fail should you not have multi-factor authentication on a cloud service, including things like social media accounts as well. 14-day patching is now an automatic fail rather than just a non-compliance. So they're the two big ones that we take away from this. It also affects you in CE assessors and Cyber Essentials Plus assessors on how we used to do these vulnerability scans, because now we need to do it consistently to ensure that it's being done across here. So what else is new under DANSL? We've spoken about the certification date. So anytime, so the date of assessment, it used to be from when the assessor approves. And now it's, it used to be on the date of submission, and now it's a date that the assessor approves the assessment. So not a huge change. From any sort of directors on the meeting today, you used to sign off a declaration committing to maintaining compliance at the point of assessment. You're now signing to say that you're doing and staying certified throughout the year as well. So there's a bit more of a commitment to kind of going away, as you mentioned earlier. It's a one-off audit to a way of working across a 12-month period. You'll also see there that there's some additional authentication methods that are now recognized as a valid MFA method, including things like passkeys, which we all want to work towards. They weren't necessarily a valid one before. They're now formally recognized, which is great to see. We spoke about scoping earlier, and this has been tightened up. So it will now be drawn on technical boundaries and not organizational ones. So this is firewalls or VLANs only will be the two main specifics for your scoping. We touched on earlier, social media accounts are now classed as cloud services, and you cannot kind of scope and exclude end user devices. So you can't kind of have one location that's not part of your scope. There we go. So they're the main changes for CE. Now we're going to move on to CE plus. And this is quite a big one. So this is the double sampling method. So when we're scanning devices and auditing them, we take a small sample size. So what happens now is if it's clean and you'll pass. So if you take that first sample size, we scan it and there's no vulnerabilities, you're going to go straight forward and pass, which is great news. If you fail, so there's a vulnerability that's discovered, it takes a